4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Okay, a lot of news today. First, I wanted to start with something truly disgusting. It really is. And that is that's this one here. The Burger King people are basically doing an ad campaign that is breaking every rule in advertising. And I'll just I speeded it up over here so you can see it. But the singing sounds a little funny, so here we go.
What a difference a day made. 24 little hours. What a difference a day made. I know in my heart the difference is you.
Okay, so you got that? It's kind of funny. Nah, just adjusted it, and we'll see if that's any better. It's actually worse. Oh well, you get what you get. At least you can see what I'm doing. So they show this burger getting moldy, crappy looking. Can you imagine? I mean, I can't even imagine that they would do this. And there's a famous story of McDonald's, somebody taking McDonald's burger and setting it on their shelf for like a year, and it doesn't change. And I would have put that next to it myself. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll come up with a follow up. And but it is so disgusting. And the point is that their ingredients are fresh and they don't have preservatives, and you can eat them. And I do like Whoppers better than McW's. That's what I like the best. McW for the Wisconsin DMA, but we'll see how it shakes out. You saw it here first, probably. Okay, here's another. I wanted to get at this bugger because it's just soccer's becoming more popular, and the article just descends into the average game attendance in the Major League Soccer was 21,000, but the average NBA games is 18,000. Well, that's because they play indoors and in arenas. And what's your point? The NBA has 1,200 games a year, and these guys have like 350 or something. So there's more games in NBA basketball. But the real question has nothing to do with the attendance. It's the NBA's broadcast deal they're complaining about. And broadcast deals are about how many people are watching on TV, not how many people show up at the stadium, right? It's a totally different feel watching soccer than being at the game. And it's not as different I don't think, in the TV. I think I've been on the court at an NBA game, and that was truly amazing because those guys just tower, and their shoes are like 24 inches long. I mean, I was just stunned by the size of their feet. Now you go back 2 rows, which I did. We traded halves. We had courtside seats, and then we had 2 rows back seats. And you go back 2 seats, and it's totally different. You're detached from it for some reason. Where I was sitting, I could actually put my foot onto the inbound court, and it's just shocking, the size and the power and all that. You go into the second row in the regular stands, and it's nothing like that. Now you go on the top of the arena, which I've also sat there, and the ball on a 3-point shot looks like it speeds up. You're looking at it so far down that it looks like it slows down and then speeds up as it gets to the ball. It gets to the basket because there's no perception there. You can't see the curve. You can only see the speed because you're looking like straight down at the court. So, whereas in soccer, man, there's a breakaway, there's a couple of quick passes, and kaboom, and the whole stadium screams. And you go to a soccer game, and one goal is is epic. Watch it on TV. Ugh. I was center mid and backup goalie. I was team captain in high school, and I hardly can stand to watch soccer. I watch they have like 15-minute highlights of the games, which is fun, but it's just the field's too big. It's like you know. So this is idiotic. It's just idiotic. I hate reading idiotic articles, but that's part of what I do for you is I give you a take on the idiocy of what you read. And here's another pretty good example. Here's Digital Commerce announces Walmart's online sales grows 37% for the year, okay? And 35% for the fourth quarter. Okay, that's their online sales. You got to watch real close there because over here it says Walmart posts disappointing holiday sales, says it's keeping close watch on the coronavirus. Well, I don't care about that so much because, yeah, okay, you should. But, it didn't achieve its fourth quarter targets. And so might be a good time to buy some Walmart stock. That's not going away anytime soon, right? It gets only about 15% of its products from there. It used to be a lot higher than that. So they've diversified some and disengaged from China a bit. But the point is that the online world makes all this buzz about online growth when the overall sales was nothing, was flat, just short of its targets. So, ugh, the truth is, ugh, and the headline is Walmart's online growth grows 37%. Well, that's because it was minuscule just a few years ago. Walmart, they had such infighting they couldn't even get the website running. I think long term Walmart has a huge advantage because they could take and I think they are, and Target's doing this too. They can take their stores and make kind of mini warehouses in the back, and 20% of their items are probably 80% of their sales. They can figure out which ones sell online, and they're right there. They're right next to you with automated delivery or something else or pick up in store. They just can kill Amazon. There's only so many warehouses, and Amazon's got trucks running all over the place. So Walmart's not going anywhere, but what a difference. Okay, so now I'm going to take you over to something that I really like this article. Jeanette, I sent you a Connect invite. I hope you're joining us today. Not sure you are, but I hope you do. Okay, so Target Marketing, and she says why brand love is not true love. And you may not know this, Jeanette, but I wrote about this back in the 80s because I arguably invented CRM. Didn't call it that. We called it integrated marketing. And what we meant was that you should tailor the attention that you pay to a customer by the potential ROI. and one way to know the potential ROI is to know the recent ROI, and spend more on the customers that have been more valuable. And if you find similar geodemographics, maybe spend a little more on those customers just to see what happens. But in my book, I talk about the I Love You variable. My book, Spinning Strong to Gold. Somebody tweeted my book today. I was really shocked. It's a great book, but I'm planning an update. So get the current version, and third edition's coming out probably in a year. Don't hold your breath. But anyway, Jeanette says, true love in Hollywood is tingly, happily ever after, all that. And we have a similar favorite movie, Enchanted, or is it Enchantment? I don't know, but I like that movie. But she says, not only is happily ever after tingly love probably not the real world, although I think, in my case, I'm the exception to the rule with my wonderful wife. But it's just a purchase. What? It's just a purchase that works. What are the chances? Also, my Land's End loyalty is better than it used to be because I tried a lot of others. But is there a brand you love so much that you would never stray? Right? They're so easy to have failed expectations. The prices go up, as more people discover it. They take advantage of you. They have faulty products and such. Not likely. And I've had a couple examples where Land's End changed a product. I bought the fleece, and then they started making them without without tight cuffs, which is bad in snow. You don't need elastic cuffs, but at least a little tighter. Anyway, so Jeanette says you should be thinking about not just lifetime value, and lifetime value is kind of a myth. You have to understand that because I remember when it really got going that lifetime value was like, okay, look back 5 years. The longer you look back on the downstream value, the more likely it is to be good data. You have more data, longer duration. You can see the curve and how it shakes out. But the problem is, think about what today is the same as 5 years ago, right? We had the Obama administration. We had get used to no growth economy. We had different competitive climate. The online sales wasn't as big, especially with retailers. There's a lot of changes, right? A lot of changes since 5 years. Okay, so the presumption was that if a customer over the past 5 years, you got a new customer, and the average new customer in 2015 was worth, let's say, $10 in the next $10 net in the next 5 years, then that means you could spend $10 per customer to get them. Well, you can't. Nobody ever did that, because you can't count on it. The world can change on a dime, like the coronavirus. You don't know what's around the next corner, so you can't bank lifetime value. Absolutely right. And referral is great. I would say short-term downstream payback is one of the best. Go 6 months and check it out. Go a year. Go 18 months. See what you get. Right? That's a good one. But also in your matchback analysis, you want to open it up sometimes and say, okay, what about their next door neighbor? What about people in their vicinity that we can? That is with a retail case that I've talked about a few times on here. You find that we found the return on investment on mail tripled because there's high pass along, okay, which is referral, okay, and encourage referrals. And this is one of the great things that nobody does. Your customer base has value, but it's aging, like the Whopper, and you need to maximize that in the near term. You need to incentivize people for telling their friends while they're still warm in the enchanted phase. Okay, and most importantly, pay attention. Okay, pay attention to your competitors and pay attention to what's working. And that's direct marketing. As I said, John Worth tested a thank you card in his shipping boxes and found out that it was way worth doing. But he tested it for about 6 months. And I know how he did it. And we talked about that on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, just like in our personal relationships, this is what I argue in my book. If I brought flowers home for my wife and she said, "What's the occasion?" And I said, "I'm managing our relationship." That's what CRM is, customer relationship management. Oh, I might eat those flowers. I mean, that does not sound good. FYI. Don't say I'm managing, and don't think of it that way either. I'm grateful for her love, and that's why I bring her flowers, and I know she likes flowers, so I think of her and I bring her flowers. It's not a management thing. You manage your relationships in the real world, and they're not going to work. You manage your gratitude, you manage your actions, but you don't manage your relationship. That's up to her. And the same with your customers. Keep performing. Keep an eye on your time to ship. Keep an eye on your delivery rates. Keep an eye on your prices. Keep an eye on your innovation in product quality. And that's how you keep them enchanted. Excellent article. Excellent article, Jeanette. Um, I'll keep an eye on your articles. That was excellent. Have a great day. I'm John Miglosh. Like and share. Your friends will